We are devoted to the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed. Thank you very much.
Joe Biden just worsened the conflict in the Middle East with his speech he gave last night. Watch until the end of the video to find out what Piers Morgan had to say about it. If you want to keep up to date with everything surrounding the American politics and the election, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Iran has attacked Israel, and it has resulted in significant setbacks for the Islamic Republic. The country has been exhibiting vulnerability in recent months, with terrorist attacks by groups like the Islamic State claiming numerous lives. Iran's attempts to assert dominance, such as launching missiles into Pakistan targeting Jaish al-Adl, have backfired, leading to retaliatory strikes from Pakistan, marking the first bombing on Iranian soil since the Iran-Iraq War. In response to perceived threats along its borders, particularly from Israel, Iran aimed to display its strength. However, its actions have largely been ineffective. While Israel faces challenges in targeting Hamas leaders in Gaza, it has demonstrated remarkable efficiency in neutralizing Iranian officials in Syria. This included alleged assassinations of high-ranking officials, highlighting Israel's strategic advantage. Iran sought to retaliate against Israel, especially after Hamas's successful attack on October 7th. However, the outcome fell short of expectations, resulting in minimal harm to Israelis. This outcome has been viewed as disappointing, emphasizing Iran's failure to achieve its objectives. On Saturday, President Joe Biden denounced the Iranian assaults on Israel and announced plans to gather global leaders to strategize a unified response. Following his conversation with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Biden highlighted the joint efforts of United States and Israeli forces in neutralizing the majority of the drones and missiles launched by Iran and its allies from Yemen, Syria, and Iraq. Emphasizing America's steadfast dedication to Israel's security, Biden pledged ongoing coordination in addressing the situation. Biden's statement underscored the proactive approach his team would take in engaging with counterparts across the region and maintaining close ties with Israel's leadership. Amidst the absence of attacks targeting U.S. forces or facilities at the time, Biden emphasized the continued vigilance against all potential threats, affirming an unwavering commitment to taking all necessary actions to ensure the safety of the American people. Earlier in the day, President Biden made the decision to cut short his weekend trip to his Delaware Beach home, opting instead to return to the White House. His return coincided with reports of Iranian drone and missile strikes launched by proxies, indicating a heightened state of alert within the administration. Adrienne Watson, speaking on behalf of the National Security Council, offered insights into the unfolding situation, suggesting that the attacks were likely to transpire over a prolonged period. This anticipation further highlighted the seriousness with which the administration viewed the threats emanating from Iran and its proxies. Reiterating President Biden's steadfast stance, Watson emphasized the ironclad support for Israel's security, echoing the sentiments of solidarity with the Israeli people in the face of these hostile actions. Such statements underscored the enduring commitment of the United States to stand alongside Israel in defense against any external threats, particularly those posed by Iran. The unfolding events served as a reminder of the complex geopolitical dynamics at play in the region and the critical role of coordinated international efforts in addressing escalating tensions. As the situation continued to evolve, the Biden administration remained resolute in its dedication to safeguarding the interests of the United States and its allies, while also striving to promote stability and security in the Middle East. The administration had been on heightened alert, anticipating potential retaliatory actions from Iran or its proxies following an Israeli strike that resulted in the death of a senior Iranian officer at an embassy in Syria. U.S. officials had assessed the threat from Iran as both credible and imminent. President Biden highlighted in his statement that the U.S. military had strategically deployed aircraft and ballistic missile defense destroyers to the region in the preceding week in anticipation of possible hostilities. And during the deliberations in the White House Situation Room on Saturday, President Biden was joined by key officials, including Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and directors from National Intelligence and the CIA. Vice President Kamala Harris participated in the discussions via video conference, underscoring the gravity of the situation and the comprehensive approach taken by the administration in addressing the unfolding events. The attacks launched by Iran on Saturday occurred nearly 2 weeks subsequent to the Israeli strike, which resulted in the death of Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a senior commander in the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps' Quds Force, along with 6 other officers. Notably, Israel refrained from claiming responsibility for the attack, adding further complexity to the already tense situation in the region. Earlier in the day, Iranian paramilitary Revolutionary Guard commanders executed a daring operation, rappelling from a helicopter onto a container ship affiliated with Israel near the Strait of Hormuz, subsequently seizing control of the vessel. The escalating tensions between Israel and Iran coincide with ongoing turmoil in the region, particularly marked by Israel's 6-month bombardment of Gaza following terror attacks by Hamas on October 7th. U.S. officials have advised Israel against launching a full-scale assault on the city of Rafah in Gaza. President Biden has expressed growing criticism of Prime Minister Netanyahu's handling of the conflict. In the midst of these tumultuous developments, renowned media personality and outspoken commentator Piers Morgan has emerged as a prominent voice critiquing President Biden's approach to the unfolding crisis.
I want to start by playing a little clip of your president this week, just when you thought he couldn't get any more ridiculous.
Expressing palpable concern, Morgan has underscored what he perceives as a noticeable absence of decisive action from the Biden administration in response to the escalating tensions between Israel and Iran.
But Jimmy, the most inexplicable thing about this is that Biden fully intends to stand again in the election in November as the Democrat nominee and thinks he can do 4 more years